Yeah, but see, I like my alcohol warm. I'm weird.
I can drink my alcohol warm.
Yeah, like my
Ugh.
when I have beers and stuff like that, I don't store them in the fridge. I store them like on the counter. I like room temperature seltzers, room temperature beer. I'm just weird like that. I guess I don't know. I think you can drink it quicker. I guess it's not like you try to drink a really cold drink and you get brain freeze. I'm not about that life.
Are we sure you have the required material to actually have a brain freeze?
What did you just say?
In order to have a brain freeze, you need to have a brain.
It's time for the Garage Boozing Podcast.
What's up, nerds? And welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. I'm your host, the man with absolutely no plan, the Chase with the face for radio, Chase Shurga. And boy, do I have one hell of an episode for you today. I am joined by Shawn VanVranken, a.k.a. Shawnny V. This is his third time on the podcast, and we have a great conversation for you. This goes all over the place, just like every episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. And, of course, we throw a beer review in there. But, yeah, with all that being said, folks, you're going to love this. And you know what time it is. It's time to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, crack open a cold one, and if you're really feeling fruity, take a shot. Why not? Because this week's episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast starts now.
Oh, yeah, in support for the Garage Boozing Podcast, it is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped will help you trim up the family jewels to make everything nice and right for the ladies. Make sure that you're using promo code TGBP20 for 20% off your Manscaped products. Oh, yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. Today I am joined by one very special guest. To my left, your right if you're watching on YouTube, we have the return three-time guest, Shawn VanVranken, Shawnny V, if you will. Shawn, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. And this is probably Shawn's first time not being obliterated here on the podcast. He's about half a beer deep. You didn't even finish that yet, did you?
No, I have not.
Wow, he's being responsible. We like that.
3/4 of beer deep.
3/4. And he's been here for about an hour, just so you know. We're doing a little pregame action, but by that I mean me. I was pregaming. But yeah, Shawn, I think it's been like almost 30 episodes since you've been on here. It's been a long time. The first time you were on here, you were shit-faced drunk, and then stuttering and fucking stumbling all over your words and shit. The second time, my dad said I was a little too mean to you, so I apologize if I was a bully. But I'm glad that you can give it and take it. You can take some jokes, so you're a tough guy like me, like your older brother. We joke a lot. Shawn looks a lot like my dad, so he actually looks more like my dad than I do. So all our friends around town and stuff always make the joke that Shawn's my dad's bastard kid.
Actually, I'm your dad's actual son. You're the bastard.
Actually, yeah, that would make more sense if I was the bastard, actually. That would make way more sense. But Shawn, what have you been up to in life, man?
Same shit, different day.
I'm surprised you're not drinking scotch.
Yeah, I was tempted, but decided not to right now.
All the power to you, man. I don't know how you can walk into the Garage Boozing Podcast and not get saucy, but hey, hats off to you. But Shawn, one thing I was thinking about earlier, and I couldn't exactly put my finger on it. How did we meet? I don't think I talked about this last time you were on, but maybe I did. Maybe we were just like a little too sauce. So let's talk about it again. We got more viewers now, newer people. So yeah, how did we meet?
It was freshman year of high school for
you.
myself, yeah.
Senior year of high school for me.
Yeah. He was quite the character then.
Yep, still am.
Yeah, I was voted next Chase Shurga later on, but that's a story for another.
He wasn't voted the next Chase Shurga. I declared him the next Chase Shurga after I leave high school. But yeah, I was quite the character. Class clown. Love to toot my own horn there. Also class best friends with Riley, and I was also most outspoken. Triple Crown winner. And yeah, but anyway, so like, how did we meet? Like, I know it was high school, but do you remember how we met? Was it lunch?
It was lunch. I sort of knew Ricky, and I kind of knew Ricky through somebody else back then. Somebody from another life.
Yeah, these guys don't even know Ricky because Ricky hasn't been on the podcast yet. He's too scared. But they know his dad, Big Rick. You guys know Big Rick. That's Ricky's dad. Yeah, I remember because my lunch table was primarily juniors and seniors. And we got freshman Shawn just randomly sits at our table one day. And I'm like, what the fuck is this kid doing? But Shawn, he was like what do you call it? Like a fly almost, just didn't go away. He would just come and sit at our table every day, and eventually he just like earned his spot. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I remember when I was a senior, and at first we were like, "Who the fuck is this kid?" But then we found out Shawn's actually really funny, good guy to be around, heart of gold. And you remember you actually started going to the gym with me for a while. This was back when I worked out before I was boozing all the time. But yeah, so oh shit, hit the microphones. Shawn would go to the gym with, what was it, me and Nick Morgan, I think, right? Me and Nick.
And once in a while, Ricky.
And Ricky, yeah. We would bring Shawn to the gym and try to get him jacked because he was a toothpick then. Yeah, it didn't really work. Still a toothpick.
With a beer gut.
With a beer gut. He's like a string bean, but like with an extra bean in the front. If that's a good comparison, I think. I don't know. But all right, Shawn, so yeah, do you remember, one thing I always appreciated about Shawn is you're a shit talker like me. You like to talk shit. And I talk shit, I cannot back it up. Same with you. You talk shit, oh, he's going to say, oh, I can back it up. You can't back it up at all. What are you, 109 pounds soaking wet?
150.
You're not 150. Where the fuck did that come from?
I'm actually 155, but...
There's no way I'm only 10 pounds heavier than you. I'm 165. How the fuck does that make sense?
I don't know.
Is your beer belly that big?
It's decent size.
I got a little bit of a dad bod going on, but it's nothing like, what the fuck, really? How tall are you? Maybe that's it. Are you taller than me?
5'9", 5'10".
No, I'm taller than you. I'm 5'11". Wow, you must be hung like a horse if you got that much weight. Damn, you must have a fucking hogger down there. That's the only thing I can think of the weight, because Jesus. But anyway, so yeah, back to the whole Shawn talking shit thing. Shawn loves to talk shit just like me. I'll be the first to admit that I cannot back it up. Shawn seems to think that he can back it up, even though I know he can't. But speaking of that, yeah, Shawn, remember one time we were coming back from the gym and you were talking shit, and I was like, all right, Shawn, you want to go? And right in your front yard, we had a little wrestling match.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, who won that match?
Let's see. I probably would have if I was heavier at the time.
Oh my God.
I was about 102 pounds at the time, and you were like 140.
That's probably accurate.
So, I mean...
I was like a tank. They say you mess with the bull, you get the horns, and you got the fucking horns. I picked Shawn upside down and power bombed him right on his front yard.
Can confirm.
Can confirm. But yeah, Shawn, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. And I'm glad to have you back on the podcast.
It'd always be nice to kick your ass, though.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean,
everyone always says I deserve it. So like one of these days, I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
I mean, I did beat you in a push-up competition.
You did not beat me. No, you fucking did not.
Yes, I did.
Shawn, you did not beat me. First of all, we tied, and second of all, I don't do push-ups.
I beat him.
No, we both did 25 push-ups. I remember there was like a military stand outside our lunch cafeteria, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come do push-ups, push-up contest, right?" And me and Shawn both got 25 because I was like, "Fuck this! I don't want to keep doing push-ups because I could be like eating lunch or like having another slice of pizza." I'm sorry, but like I don't want to take time out of my day to just sit down and do push-ups. Those of you that do, hats off to you. But like,
you got like 20, and I got 21.
No, we both had 25. It was a tie. I will say that until the day I die. Because, Shawn, if there's one thing I will never allow to happen in my life, I will never allow you to beat me in a push-up contest. As much as I hate doing push-ups, as much as I hate physical activity, I will never allow you to beat me in a push-up contest. And it'll never happen. And no, we're not going to do it right now.
I think you're scared of me.
I'm not scared of you at all.
I beat you.
You did not beat me.
I beat you, and you know it.
Shawn, I'm better than you, and you know it.
Coming from you. You think you're better than me.
Oh my God, here we go.
I am the man, the myth, the legend himself. I am God's favorite.
You're God's favorite.
I am God's favorite.
How are you God's favorite? What did God do special for you to make you think that you are God's favorite?
I'm on this fucking planet. Am I not?
You are on this planet, but so am I.
Yeah, but I'm better than you, and you know it.
Oh, okay, using my line against me. I like it. All right, Shawn.
I used that line before you did, so...
It was still a tie. Still a tie. I'm going to say that to this day. Still a tie.
That was his worst day ever. He actually went home and almost drank bleach that day.
I did drink bleach that day. I made a YouTube video about that. Remember that?
I do. Worst day ever.
Worst day ever. But you didn't beat me. It was a tie. Are you sure you beat me?
Yeah.
You're positive?
I beat you.
My memory's like mashed potatoes, so like you might be right. But like I went first and you went second, and I was just like, fuck this, I don't want to do push-ups. Maybe you did beat me. I don't know for sure. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. I don't give a shit. All I know is you could not beat me in a legitimate push-up contest. It wasn't a contest. It wasn't 1v1. It was just I went first and he went second. So I'm not going to let you hold that over my head because it's not true.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Anyway, so
What's funny is, nobody at that table wanted me.
what do you mean?
Freshman year, at first, nobody wanted me at the table.
No, we didn't.
Carly was the only reason that...
You're right. Carly, shout out Carly Weller. You probably don't listen to this podcast. I think you follow it on Instagram, whatever. But if by chance you do, shout out to you because you brought Shawn into the table. Carly was the person who was like, don't be mean to him. Let him sit with us. So originally we were like, you can't sit with us, like a Mean Girls type thing. But then eventually, we didn't know who the kid was. He just popped up at our table. We're like, what are you doing? It's high school, people are like that. Mind you, this is like 10 years ago or more, like almost 10 years ago. My 10-year high school reunion is coming up next year.
Jesus.
I know. Makes me feel old as fuck.
I probably won't be going to the fucking reunions.
I'm going to go to mine. Hell yeah. Party up, baby.
My class was shit.
But anyway, so yeah, Carly was like, yeah, let him sit with us. Eventually we did. And then I'm glad you did because not only is Shawn a friend, he's become like a family friend. He hangs out with my family. Like it literally, like you went out with my dad and like have a couple drinks like a week ago or something, right?
Yeah. That's kind of been, let's see, last week had a couple beers with him at Northway. Previous week had a couple beers with him at the Bullpen.
Wow. He likes you more than he likes me.
And then Common Roots was probably a couple months ago, but...
Jeez, and my dad never says, hey, Chase, you want to go grab a couple beers? But he says that to you? I'm not feeling the love here. Maybe I am the bastard.
He texted me one day or whatever, basically, and was the reason I am at where I'm at right now.
Working with him, yeah.
Yeah, working with him, so...
Not to throw specifics. I almost said Pacifics. Wow. Specifics. I suck at words. All right, so now that we got all of that out of the way, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a beer review, okay? Then I'm going to get to the questions. Some of them are from an account I follow on Instagram called Answer the Internet, and there's some wild questions, but I love it, and it's perfect topics for this podcast. So some of the questions they posted I absolutely love, so I'm going to ask you some of those. But we're going to start with the beer review first, all right? So you ready? I see you already got a sneak preview of what they were. I was trying to hide them, but this is what we got. Here you go. So we've got some MD 2020 Spiked Punch Sweet Blue Raspberry. So when I first started dabbling into drinking when I turned 21 and like before like the 2 or 3 times I was drunk before 21, I was big on MD 2020 when I first started. I mean, I was 21 years old and didn't have a fantastic paying job at the time yet. So it was like $6.99. You get a little thing of Mad Dog 2020, MD 2020. It's like a small little bottle of liquor, but like this thing is so strong, you drink one of those and you're tanked. But the hangover you get from it was absolutely horrible. But I was a big MD 2020 guy for like a solid 6 months. A cheap drinker. Still am. Yeah. I still am a cheap drinker.
Still a cheap drinker.
That's why I love Natty Light. With Natty Light, it tastes great. It's a top shelf beer and it's very affordable. Like I said, $30 for, $14.99 for 30 beers. How can you beat that? You can't. Bargain.
That is fair.
Phenomenal.
Point.
And it's a great beer. I love it.
I prefer quality.
I do too. That's why I like Natty Light. It's a top shelf beer. It's my 10 out of 10 when I do these beer reviews. I always compare to Natty Light.
Natty Light's not a top shelf beer.
Well,
it's more like a second shelf up from a bottom beer.
Opinions are like assholes, and right now yours stinks. But all right, so let's take a look at this MD 2020 Spiked Punch Sweet Blue Raspberry. 12% alcohol by volume. Wow, 12%. Woo, that's going to be dangerous.
I've had a beer that's 17%.
Oh my God. Oh God, Shawn, your dick is so big. All right.
Muscles from Brussels.
All right, so let's take a little sip. A little sip of the MD 2020 Spiked Punch Sweet Blue Raspberry. That doesn't taste like 12%. So I can see where it's dangerous.
Yeah, it does not taste like it's 12%, but it does not. I used to love blue raspberry when I was younger, but
I like blue ras.
It's
like
way too sweet.
What were those dipstick candy things that we had as kids? Fun Dip. Remember Fun Dip?
Fucking loved Fun Dip.
Fun Dip. Yeah, the blue raspberry Fun Dip was awesome, where you would like lick the fucking sugar thing and then stick in the dip and lick it off. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's still a thing. Fun Dip was awesome as a kid. You guys remember Fun Dip? Hell yeah, Fun Dip was awesome. But all right, anyway, take a couple more sips. On the side of the can here it says sharing is key. Grab 2 glasses of ice, pour, and pass 1 to a friend. Cheers. Wow, sharing is caring. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Might taste better if it was on ice, because the ice would water it down.
Yeah, but see, I like my alcohol warm. I'm weird.
I can drink my alcohol warm.
Yeah, like when I have beers and stuff like that, I don't store them in the fridge. I store them like on the counter. I like room temperature seltzers, room temperature beer. I'm just weird like that, I guess. I don't know. I think you can drink it quicker, I guess. It's not like, you try to drink a really cold drink and you get brain freeze. I'm not about that life.
Are we sure you have the required material to actually have a brain freeze?
What did you just say?
In order to have a brain freeze, you need to have a brain.
Oh, fuck you, Shawn. Jesus Christ. I was like, what does that mean? I didn't. Again, mashed potato brain. So I do have a brain. It's just like mashed potatoes and gravy.
Fucking soupy as shit.
Wicked. It's, straight liquid. But all right, so MD 2020, you took a sip. You know how to do a beer review. Is this your first beer review on the podcast? I think it is, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so you know how this goes. 0 to 10. Congratulations on your first beer review, but I always let the guests go first. So after you.
Negative 50.
Okay, that's not realistic.
Okay, maybe a 0.7.
0.7. 0.7.
0.7.
Explain why.
Way too sweet.
Way too sweet, okay.
Way too fruity. I don't mind some sort of fruit in a beer, but it's not even a beer. It's a spiked punch. It's disgusting.
But originally I started off with the beer reviews, calling it a beer review. The name just stuck, but
that's fair.
Any alcohol beverage that comes in like a can is something I'm going to review here because I don't know. Am I going to run out eventually? Who knows? But all right. So you're going with the 0.7, too sweet for you. You like sour beers, don't you?
I mean, I will drink sours. I prefer stouts and porters.
Whatever that means.
Or
what's a stout and what's a porter?
There are different types of beer.
Okay, fair. Obviously. All right, so I don't love it by any means. Like I probably wouldn't go out of my way to buy this again. I wouldn't travel 3 hours for it like I would for Natty Light. But it's not terrible. I do like sweet, I will say. It depends on the alcohol I'm drinking. The wine, I like really, really dry wine.
Yes.
But when it comes to beer, I don't know, Natty Light I like because it kind of tastes, it doesn't really have a strong beer taste, like
you like water.
None of that hoppy shit. Yeah, it's like alcoholic water, exactly. But this is like, you can definitely taste the sweetness in this, and I feel like I'd have the runs in the middle of the night, just like when I was on a Twisted Tea kick when I was younger. That's sweet as fuck, and I would always have the runs in the middle of the night. Sorry to get a little graphic there, but it happens to all of us. This would definitely give me diarrhea if I had a couple of them. Okay. But it's not bad. I like the taste, and if I'm drinking just one, awesome. Not the worst I've ever had, definitely not the best I've ever had. I'm going to go...
If I was fucking 16 all over again, I'd probably love this shit.
Yeah, it is sugary. I'm going to go 5.6. I think that's fair. But I am going to continue to drink it because it is 12%. So
I don't think I'll be continuing to drink it.
I'll drink it, whatever. Oh, you want me to take it? All right, I'll put it over here. He's like, get that shit away from me. You need another beer yet, or?
Yeah, I'll take another beer.
He's coming alive. I'm gonna draft top this one for you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And actually, while I draft top your beer, it's a perfect time for a commercial break. Draft top. The draft top was designed to give you a better all-around drinking experience, and let me tell you how. You take your draft top bar tool, put it on top of your adult beverage, give it a little squeeze, not too hard, a little bit of friction, a little to the left, a little to the right, a little to the left, a little to the right, and wha-bam. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see me demonstrate this. If you're listening, I'm sorry, you just got to hear me talk. But yeah, then you pop your draft top off, take this, push it down just a tad, and now your beer just became a cup. So forget about wasting plastic, pouring your beer can into a cup, into a red Solo cup, if you will. It doesn't matter because now your draft top just made your beer into a cup. So now you can chug your beer a hell of a lot faster. You can smell the aroma of the alcohol. The experience of drinking here is just so much better thanks to Draft Top. So go get yours now. I want you to have one. You want you to have one. Draft Top wants you to have one. And you can get your own Draft Top at www.drafttop.com. And don't forget to use promo code GarageBoozing for 10% off site-wide. That's right. It doesn't matter what you get in your Draft Top cart. 10% off site-wide using promo code GarageBoozing. You know how to spell it. Don't be a fool. Buy your Draft Top right now. Treat yourself. You deserve it. All right, back to the show. But all right, Shawn, I got a few questions here for you. First up here, I've got, You see everything going on in Afghanistan right now, okay? What are your thoughts?
Saigon 2.0.
What does that mean?
We pulled out of Vietnam back in 1975.
Do you think you should pull out or should you stay in?
You should stay in till the job's done.
Until the job's done. All right, keep going, sorry.
So, this whole thing was fucked up from the start. It's not totally on Biden because Trump made a fucking deal with the Taliban, and we don't negotiate with terrorists. We never have negotiated with terrorists. And, well, what did we end up doing? Negotiating with terrorists. However, Biden royally fucked this up. He didn't listen to the advice from his generals who said that we should stay in because the Taliban are going to take over this country, and, you know, his intel, he claims, was like, oh, it won't happen until like next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road. You're still, I mean, now it's officially over, but 20 years, billions of dollars down the drain, and I feel bad for any families that lost a loved one over there.
Absolutely.
Because now their sacrifice is in vain.
And, you know, so, like, I didn't really pay attention to the whole Afghanistan thing, like, a while ago. I'm not huge in history and stuff like that. I've just recently become knowledgeable in this stuff, like, recently. So, like, I'm very new to this. I'm just learning, like, what's happening, like, now and stuff. And I just think that, like, why were we in Afghanistan for the first place? Do you know? Was that after 9/11? Is that?
Yes.
Okay, so.
War on terrorism.
So it was good that we were there?
Yes. 100%.
Because I was going to say, I just feel like America should put America first and worry about us first instead of other countries. But, like, then again, like, one thing I've noticed is, like, there's a lot of ignorant people out in the world that will, like, look at Afghanistan and they, like, immediately think terrorists, right? They're like, everybody in Afghanistan terrorists. That's not the case, man.
No.
There's great Muslim people over there that are like, and even Muslims themselves are not terrible people, you know?
Correct.
But there's a stigmatism they have because of stuff that's happened in, like, 9/11 and, like, the original World Trade Center thing that happened in, like, 93 or whenever that was.
Yeah.
So because a lot of terrorists happen to be Muslim and in that religion, the religion itself gets a bad name. But, like, I think 2 or 3 Muslim friends that are like, I love them to death. You know, they're great people. And the stigmatism behind Muslims is just, it's sad to see.
It's disgusting.
Exactly. So, like, I feel terrible for this country of Afghanistan right now because we've left. And then, like, dude, you see, like what I was just telling you before we started, a video came out today where, because the United States left all our weapons and helicopters and so much, like, military equipment over in Afghanistan. These these terrorists, not the Afghanistan people, excuse me, but the terrorists are learning how to fly our helicopters and shit like that. So they find it fun. They're flying a helicopter and they're hanging just innocent people off these helicopters and, like, killing them by hanging them by the neck and just taking off. And then it's terrible. I don't know how these people don't have a heart. It doesn't make sense to me. How can you just, like, kill someone and not feel bad about it? I don't know. It blows my mind. But I guess it's how you were raised. Like, maybe they were raised in that setting. I'm not sure. I don't completely understand it. I don't know. I have such a big heart when I see this shit. And it's just like I said before, like, I think we should put America first and worry about America. But then again, like, we should worry about the world, you know? And, like, us leaving, I don't think is doing Afghanistan any favors. Like, that country, there's going to be innocent people that are murdered and slaughtered, which has already happened. Like that bombing that just happened the other day.
That was ISIS-K.
Yeah, it was. And which is wild. Our former president pretty much got rid of ISIS. And now ISIS is back. Like, it's crazy to see.
Yeah, I mean, we could have had this totally won. We had them on the run. We knew where they were. They were in Pakistan. Just like back in Vietnam, we had intel on where the opposition was located, leadership, and we had the airstrike on the table, and they called it off. This country is now...
But see, with an airstrike...
Too much into politics. That's the problem. Politics should not have a portion in war.
But I feel like...
You got to smoke them out.
Yeah, but if we were to nuke them or whatever you just said... what did you say?
Airstrike.
Airstrike, okay. Not a nuke, but
Yeah.
if you're going to airstrike, innocent people are going to die.
Not necessarily.
But the probability is very high.
Yes, and unfortunately, sometimes that is a necessary cost.
Which is sad.
It is sad, but you have to do what's going to win the war for you. I'm not saying to go out and purposely kill innocent people.
Right.
But I'm saying that if you have the opportunity to take out the opposition's brass, you have to do it.
Well, that was almost like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know, like they attacked Pearl Harbor and then we bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki and a lot of innocent people died. But like, it's almost like at that time that had to be done.
So I know people, my brother disagrees with dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Didn't that make them give up at that point? After the second bomb was dropped, after the second it was Hiroshima then Nagasaki, maybe, I don't know. Regardless,
yes,
that's what made them like, all right, wave the white flag.
Yeah, there was another way to do it.
They attacked us out of the blue.
No, but I said there was another way to do it without dropping the bombs on them. We could have invaded. However, I am in agreement that that would have cost way too many American lives, so I was okay with that. Now, look, it is sad. It's unfortunate, but let's be honest here. It's war.
War is such a terrible thing, though. It's sad that it has to come to that. But the thing is like I will always be a big believer that there's more good people than bad people. But regardless, there's always going to be bad people out there, you know?
Yeah. And
it's sad to see.
Don't believe your history books, kiddos. History's a lie. It's written by the victor.
It is true. Our American history books make us look fucking perfect, and we haven't been perfect over time. Although I will say, I don't know how you feel about this because I know you love to be devil's advocate, but I will always say America is the greatest country in the world. Where else would you rather live, Shawn?
Switzerland.
That's this answer every time. Why? Because they have good chocolate?
Switzerland's basically like perfect country.
So why don't you live in
It's so beautiful. It's so clean.
How do you know it's beautiful? You been there?
No, I haven't, but
So how do you know it's beautiful?
I know people that have lived there, so
Who do you know that's lived in Switzerland?
actually not live, but
All right, so why don't you live in Switzerland then if you'd rather live there than here?
believe me, maybe down the road.
Maybe down the road. 5 years from now, Sean's like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm going to Switzerland.
Adios.
All right, enough about war and all that sad shit because war sucks. Bad people exist.
All right, folks, let me tell you all about the pump action shotgun tool. Whoa, there's a tool for shotgunning? Hell yeah, there is. So listen to this. The pump action shotgun tool, created by the Drunk Engineers. Love that name, by the way. It makes shotgunning a hell of a lot easier, and let me tell you how. So you're going to take your beer, and you're going to stick it right in the shotgun tool, like this. Hold it like that so the air pockets are up here, and then you're going to give it a little squeeze. You're going to hear pop, bam, pop. But look at that, no mess. So right now the air pocket's right up here, and you're going to want to make sure you take this, push that down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the tool. Hold the beer can in place to the mouthpiece. Then you're going to put your mouth on the mouthpiece and shotgun. And boom, no mess. You can shotgun at the dinner table, family events, wherever you want with absolutely no mess. So forget shotgunning, slamming a knife right through. Yeah, not a thing anymore. Thanks to the Pump Action Shotgun Tool by Drunk Engineers. And you can get yours right now. So just log on to www.drunkengineers.ca. Don't forget to use promo code GarageBoozing for 15% off site-wide. That's right, promo code GarageBoozing for 15% off site-wide. Go get yours now. Thank me later. Back to the show.
All right, so anyway, so now we're going to get into the fire-off topics I was just talking about, the answer the internet questions. And these are the wild ones. You know, it's been a while since I've had a podcast and asked like random questions. Usually I have like current events to talk about, stuff like that. But like now these are just like straight opinion questions, and I want to see what you have to say for these, okay? And I always let the guests go first, and I'll answer after I have a sip of my delicious natural light. All right, so first one I have here for you. Let's see which one I want to ask first, because this is a good list here.
I'm a good list.
Oh, okay. Would you rather drink exclusively hot drinks the rest of your life or move to Boise, Idaho?
I'll move to Boise.
Oh, it's Boise? I said it wrong?
Yeah, it's Boise.
Well, you would move to Boise, Idaho
Hell yeah.
by yourself just to say you could drink cold drinks?
Boise's actually a nice city.
What the fuck is in Idaho other than potatoes?
Lots of mountains, actually. Lots of beautiful natural landscapes. I already have a friend of mine that lives out in Bozeman, Montana, so...
Let me ask you this. If I were to take the U.S. map and like take all the names off the states, could you point at the one that's Idaho?
Yes.
I could not. I'm so bad at geography.
That's okay. My mom actually asked me where Yukon was. She's like, out west somewhere? I'm like,
That's a college.
yes.
Massachusetts? Connecticut. Am I wrong? Connecticut?
Yes, it's Connecticut.
Okay.
Make sure you keep that part where you said Massachusetts in because that's fucking terrible.
I don't know. I'm bad at this shit. I know the name of the colleges. But all right, anyway. So you would pick moving there?
Yeah.
Even though all your friends and family are still here in New York?
Yeah.
So would you move to Boise, Idaho, and then Switzerland?
Yeah.
You're wild. So if,
Maybe Canada. Oh, wait, no. Nope. Can't do Canada.
I heard the maple syrup's really nice there.
I hear the moose are nice, too.
Wow, that blows my mind that you would pick moving to Boise, Idaho. But you like a nice cold drink then, right?
And they have hockey out there.
You like hockey, big hockey guy. Oh, speaking of hockey, you see that video I got from my dad when he had COVID with Shawn Avery?
That was nice.
That was cool, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yo, Ray Rod. Yeah, that was awesome. Shawn Avery, shout out to you. Yeah, my dad had COVID a couple months ago, so I got him a nice little video from a former New York Ranger, Sean Avery. And it was awesome. You know, actually, I might put it right in here. I can do that, right? Why not? I can add it. And you know what? Let's play the Sean Avery clip for him.
Ray Rod, all right, let me tell you something. Chase, your son, he booked this cameo. He said, Shawn, it's fucking important. We have to address a few things. First of all, Ray Rod. Anybody that fucking has a nickname called Ray Rod, I go, listen, I want to put Ray Rod on my team, all right? He's my guy. Anywhere I go, I want fucking Ray Rod riding shotgun, okay? It just sounds like a good time, okay? By the way, also, let's go Rangers. Pop Van sucks. Fatso forgot to shake my hand. Ray Rod, you just got hit with the big C. I had it. I beat it. Fucking, that's it. I had it and I beat it. So you're going to you have it and you're going to beat it. And by the way, my antibodies, I got tested 2 months ago and I got tested last week. My antibodies are higher this week than they were 2 months ago. So figure that out. Fucking nobody knows. All we can do, all we can really do, Ray Rod, is fucking have a good time, live life, put our foot on the gas, get our feet moving, okay? This is not a deterrent, all right? Don't be a pussy. Handle adversity and get well soon, okay? That's what fucking Chase told me to say. But I'm basically saying that also, Ray Rod. You're going to blow right through it. Fucking enjoy the quiet time. Take a fucking positive out of a negative, if we even think it's a negative. I mean, who gives a fuck? But I'll tell you what, you don't need a vaccine. You just fucking had it. You got it. You're good to go. So enjoy the quiet time. Like I said, you get a couple of days away from the noise, away from all the assholes. Regroup, recharge the battery, and then fucking ready to go. Ready to go. Big 2021 in the fucking hopper for my man Ray Rod. Okay? I gotta tell you, if I ever see you and we're in an earshot and you don't yell out, Shawn, it's fucking Ray Rod, I will be very disappointed, okay? Because I don't know any other Ray Rods, so trust me, I'll remember, all right? That being said, let me just remind you one more time from Chase, don't be a pussy, handle adversity, and get well soon, brother. Here's to a fucking big bounce back, Ray Rod. Enjoy the quiet time, get well soon, my man. Chase is thinking about you, Shawn's thinking about you. I'll see you boys on the other side.
All right, so there's your thoughts on that. That was a real quick one. Let me ask you the next question I got here. Why'd I say here twice? The next question I got here. My answer, by the way, I would not move to Idaho. I'd rather drink hot drinks. I already drink hot coffee and stuff. I can find out. Is there hot alcoholic drinks? Can you have hot alcohol?
Yes.
Like what? What's a hot alcoholic beverage? Sake, right? Sake.
Yes.
I like when I go to hibachi and the guy going ching 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 flip 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 it. Oh, pulls out the little guy with the peas and with the sake coming out. I'm always like sake. Pours it in my mouth. I never give up. I make them quit before me.
Changing 500.
Changing 500. All right. So what else do we have? Let's see. Ooh. Would you rather all of humanity be able to breathe underwater or fly or be able to communicate with aliens? This is all of humanity.
Breathe underwater, fly.
Or communicate with aliens. One of the three.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one, right? The alien one kind of scares me.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. Humans can fly already. They just can't land.
Jesus Christ. Well, they can land, but it's like a splat.
Yeah, it's not much of a landing.
That was terrible. Holy shit, Shawn. It's all right. We like dark humor here on the Garage Boozing podcast. But, all right, you got to pick one.
I guess I would have to go with being able to communicate with alien life forms.
Really?
All
All of humanity?
Oh,
That's a big power,
yeah,
man.
I don't know. A lot of humans are pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah, some dangerous, like the bad people. You can make some bad deals with these fucking aliens. And
Maybe breathe underwater.
I'm gonna say breathe underwater. That's my answer.
I think I'm gonna say
Flying, I feel like a lot of accidents can happen. You know, what's the worst that could happen? Well, you breathe underwater, you can get eaten by a shark, I guess. But like, actually, I might pick. I don't know.
I don't know, because if you can breathe underwater, you can explore all these places that nobody's ever been to.
Yeah, there's like 95% of the ocean we've never seen.
Oh, I know.
We've seen more of outer space than we've seen of our own oceans.
This is true.
And that's scary. We don't know what's under there. Like I've said before in the podcast, there's UFOs, but there's also USOs, unidentified submerged objects. And we don't know what's down there.
What about all the marine life that we have not yet discovered?
Yeah, that too. I don't know. I almost want to say flying. I feel like flying would be kind of cool. Like birds live a fine life. They can fly and land and stuff, right? What's the worst if we could fly away?
True.
Flying's like running, but faster and in the air. I'm going to say flying. I was going to say breathe underwater. I changed my answer. I'm going flying.
All right, I'm gonna stick with breathing underwater.
That was a good book. I read,
It was
right?
a good book.
All right, so I say fly. You say breathing underwater. I respect it. Another question I have here for you. All right, so you get presented with two buttons. All right, you can only push one button of the two.
Are they little red buttons?
Yep, little red buttons. Big red buttons, actually.
Ooh, I like big red buttons.
I like big red buttons, he says. All right, so button one. You press button one, you instantly get $1 million. Button two. You have a 50-50 chance of getting $100 million. What button you pushing?
I'm a betting man. I'll take the 50-50.
I'm going to say the exact same thing. I'm glad you said that. You're not as ignorant as I thought you were. And I'll tell you why. My life is fine right now without the $1 million. And I feel like, yes, $1 million is life-changing money. I could do a lot with that money to change my life and better my life, and it's guaranteed. But with the 50-50 chance to make $100 million, if I get that $100 million, my kids are set for life. My grandkids are set for life. There's a lot I could do with that money to even make it into more money, you know? And same with $1 million, I guess. But like nowadays, $1 million is not what it used to be.
Yeah, this is true.
So, all right, I was hoping for a better debate there, but we got no debate. I'm going to go same answer, 50-50. We're gamblers.
I am a betting man.
All right, now here's a kind of a gross one I got for you, but I already know my answer to this one. I wrote it down immediately. I'd love to hear your answer here. So you have to pick one food for your best friend to chew up and spit in your mouth. What food do you choose? Gross, I know, but you have to choose it. Say it's a life or death situation. The only way you can live, you got to have your best friend chew up some food and spit in your mouth. What food item are you picking?
Probably rice.
Rice? Why the fuck are you picking rice?
Why the fuck not?
Tell me why you thought of rice. I'd love to know.
Because, let's be honest here, rice isn't gonna, rice isn't terrible. Rice is good, and then just, like, obviously it'd be cooked.
Sure.
I mean, we're not talking raw fucking rice.
Sure.
And
So your answer is cooked rice.
Yeah, it kind of keeps...
Plain white rice, pork fried rice.
Plain white rice. Kind of keeps the same texture, even after chewing it.
Well, not really, but okay. Want to hear my answer?
Sure.
Mashed potatoes.
Fair. That's a good one.
And I'll tell you why.
That's a good
mashed
one.
potatoes, because it's already chewed up. And if they're spitting the mashed potatoes in my mouth, it's still mashed potatoes with a little bit of spit. Hopefully there's some gravy in there to offset the flavor, but I'm going mashed potatoes all day. That was the second I read that question, wrote it down, I already knew what my answer was.
That's a good answer.
And you're going with rice. You can't say mashed potatoes because I said it, but like
I'll stick with rice.
you wouldn't even say like a banana or something? Like
No, because bananas like get really mushy, and it's like
they're already
gross.
mushy.
And not always.
Not always. So bananas are hard like a rock?
They're not hard like a rock, but they're not like super mushy and ugh. Ugh.
Oh, Lord. Okay, sure. So we'll say rice and mashed potatoes. If you had to pick one meal to eat for the rest of your life, what would you pick? That you have to make.
That I have to make? Probably chicken parm.
Jeez, doesn't that take a lot of time?
Not super long.
Mine would be raviolis. You hard boil them. What's a fucking egg? Oh my God, I'm stupid. Mashed potato brain. You boil the raviolis and add some sauce. Easy. I would eat that 3 times a day. That was my favorite meal growing up. I would spend the weekends at my grandparents, and my grandparents would make me raviolis and Ovaltine, chocolate milk. So still you're going to say chicken parm, you can eat every meal for the rest of your life?
No, probably not.
So think of something. Ravioli is easy. Like mac and cheese, I don't know. Like
Does beer count?
I guess. I mean, it fills you up.
That it does.
All right, so Shawn picks beer. I pick raviolis. What do you pick? Let me know in the comments below. But with all that being said, folks, nothing else to say before we say goodbye?
No.
Very good episode, Shawn. Thank you for joining me once again here in the garage. Pretty sure you will be back soon. I can't even speak. I'm literally, I've had 2 beers. This is nuts. Both of us are like a lot less booze than usual. This is weird. But folks, thank you so much for joining us again. And I'll see you nerds next week. Woo! What an episode. I told you guys that was going to be a great episode, and I knew you were going to love it. Shawn, thank you so much for joining me once again on this episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. You're an awesome guy. Glad to have you in my life. Heart of gold this guy has, and you're just an all-around great person, and the people love you. I love you. So again, thank you very much. I know you'll be back here soon. We had a great conversation, and I can't wait for the next one. But folks, please don't forget the absolute #1 way to support the brand. Buy some merch. We've got hats, we've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, we got sweatshirts. You name it, we got it, and it's all available to you at www.garageboozing.net. And nerds, don't forget to follow the brand on all of your favorite social media accounts at Garage Boozing, as well as YouTube, if you'd rather watch than listen. And of course, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, whatever the button is, on all of your favorite podcast platforms so you can be notified as soon as a new episode is released. We are on Spotify, we're on Amazon Music, we're on iHeartRadio, we're on Pandora, we are everywhere. All podcast platforms, you name it, we're there. Go subscribe. Thank you. Well, that's all the time we have for today. And guys, thank you so much for your support. This whole thing would not be possible without all of you. So I thank you guys every week. I'm going to continue to do so because without you, there's no brand, there's no podcast. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. And with all that being said, I'll see you nerds next week.
Ladies, gentlemen, and nerds. Do you have what it takes to be a guest on the fastest growing alcohol chugging and nonsense talking podcast? Well, now is your chance. The Garage Boozing Podcast has new guests every week, and you could be one of them. Just simply log on to www.garageboozing.net. Click the Be on the Show tab and submit your information. It's that simple. Join the boozement or be a loser. Don't miss your chance because we're taking this to the moon.